Hiya, Laurie here. Welcome back. So I went ahead and decorated the cover off camera, obviously. So it took me a while to kind of settle on what I wanted to do. So that's why I just ended up gluing things down off camera, because I literally took forever to do this little simple, well, not simple, but to do this cover it took me way longer than it should have. But I'll kind of talk you through what I did anyway. So I've glued these pearl drops up the top, and then this bow in the corner, and then I've taken a little pearl decoration and popped it in the centre of the bow. And then I've got this applique which I've popped a cameo with a frame on top of, and it's very cute. It's got like a little butterfly, and I love the fact that it was blue, so it was tying into this blue here. And then I also added a larger frame and an image of someone reaching into a pond or a lake with beautiful flowers and in very clear blue water, again to tie into the blues in the background here. Added some vintage buttons down here, some flat back pearls to tie into the top, and again another one of those pearl embellishments there. And this is a little tuck spot on either side here, so I also popped in this little sentiment card with a Bible verse on it. Well, it's double-sided, it's got two Bible verses on it, but obviously I know that not everyone is religious, so I've made it so that it can be removed if you so desire to remove it, and if not, you can obviously add the glue and pop it in, or just keep it as the pocket. So that's what I did to the front, and then on the back I added a little bit of sari trim up the top here, along with a few vintage buttons, and this here says your friend. I added that little bit of lace trim there, and this little beautiful girl that I just didn't know what to do with. I eventually settled on sticking her down in the corner along with this bridal lace trim down the bottom here. And then I don't think I did anything different to the back. I think we did all this together. So that's what we're at. I'm just going to tidy up that little bit that's kind of peeking out at the bottom there. So that's where we're at just now. And I also went ahead and I grabbed all the papers that we pulled aside, that we put aside rather, in the last video. I kind of cut them down or folded them down to the size and put them into somewhat of an order. I've got one of my big clips kind of holding that on. And I also grabbed like an envelope. I think I grabbed two envelopes. One was tea-dyed, and then one is like one of those airmail, vintage airmail envelopes. And I've just kind of dispersed the lace trim pages throughout, along with the wallpaper pages. And I also made a pocket, if I can find it. Some of the pages that were longer and taller I cut down so that it's just a normal size page. Others I have folded, like this napkin page. I also used one of the napkin pages to make a sort of paper bag style pocket, which is what I'm trying to find now. And there's the tea-dyed envelope that I added as well, and I love this actually. I just did that obviously while it's been sitting, but I love that. I love how that's done. It's folded like that. And again, here's another one of those napkin ones, and again I've folded it so that it would fold open in the opposite way. So obviously I still need to go in and add all the holes to these. Here it is. So I've just folded this so that it makes a little bag, just kind of like making an envelope, only I didn't add a flap. And that way that'll go in and it'll be like a little paper bag type pocket. I'm going to trim this down a tiny touch actually, because, well, more than a tiny touch. I can see it's actually pretty long, and I've done that as skew with as possible. But like I said, this is a napkin, and what I've done is I glued it on using the plastic wrap technique, where you use the iron to melt the plastic wrap underneath the napkin, and it acts as a glue rather than obviously adding glue. So here are the rest of the pages. Again, like I said, some fold out, some have little pockets. I'm not really sure how this is going to work once I put the hole in it, obviously. So like I said, I've never made this kind of journal before, so I'm purely winging it. So I don't know what's going to happen to some of the folds once the holes are put in. Same with obviously the pocket. I mean, there's going to be a hole in that pocket as well. And in this page I've left rather big. So again, I don't know how everything's going to lie once the pockets are out, the holes are in. This one I folded in half and I brought it up so that there's a tuck spot on either side. Again, this one folds out, and I've just stenciled these on the other side back when I made them, so that there's still a little bit of interest on the other side as well. And then I did the same with that colouring in book page. So it folds out like so. I think I messed that up. Folds out like this. Right. So I'm going to obviously have to kind of push those into some sort of order, so that, well, this is the order I want them to sit inside the journal. So I'm going to just take this off just now because it's just going to be annoying otherwise. So this is obviously how the journal will look roughly once it's all kind of bound together. I think I'm going to end up doing 3 holes since it's so tall, but I'll see how it looks with the 2 holes, and then if I feel like I need a third one, I will add it in the middle. But yeah, I'm going to kind of go through the pages and decide if I want to add a pocket or that before I put a hole in the page, because obviously some, like for instance, this pocket is going to have a hole in it, like roughly here. So I don't know why, but I thought the hole would be on this side and it's not, and I've moved this little girl over to this side and I shouldn't have. But yeah, so the poking the holes or punching the holes is the thing that I'm kind of dreading the most, to make sure that everything's even and lining up. So fingers crossed I get that done properly. But I want to add a pocket to the back page, the back cover. So I'm just going to pop these back together with my clip, and I want to add like a lace pocket to the back. And I've gone through my snippet bag and I grabbed a bunch of stuff that I really want to include, and one of the things that I want to include is this page here, like lace piece here. So I don't know if I want to cut it down and make that my pocket, or I could even do it like sideways so that it sticks out like that. I quite like that actually, because then it would sit like so on the page, and then when it was like, when it's all connected, obviously that would peek out. I think that's what I'm going to do actually. So kind of line it up there. and then just try and get this on as even as I can. I forgot to mention in the last video, but I apologise if you can hear my fan. I'm pretty sure you can because I could hear it when I was editing the last video. I'm sorry, but it is absolutely stifling and I just cannot not have it on. It's just too hot to go without it, so I apologise for that sort of windy noise. I hope it's not too annoying. I'm certainly hoping it wasn't annoying, and now that I've kind of drawn attention to it, it doesn't become annoying. So I'm just going to trim this edge just a tiny touch, just to get rid of those straggly bits. And this is kind of peeking out over the edge here, but I don't think I'm going to trim that. I quite like that that's there. I'll see how I go at the end if I want to obviously go in. But now we have our pocket, and I've got a bunch of stuff here, well not a bunch, but I've got a few items here that I've kind of picked out that I want to include. So this is like a digital print as well, but it's a little letter, so you pull it out obviously, and it's got a writing space on the back because the letter is actually faded. So I've popped that in. These were actually two other frames that I was kind of playing around with when I was doing the front cover. So I've got a little girl here and a lady posing beside a tree. So those were the other two items. I've got a photo slide, a vintage slide here that's got a waterfall with trees around it, which I thought was nice for our sort of foresty theme. I've got a vintage photo of a man out mowing his lawn, and he's got one of those really old like barrel style mowers, and since it's a foresty theme, I thought that was quite fitting. Plus it's just really cool to see that that's what they used back in the day. I've got another vintage photo here, which is just a really nice clearing with a house in the background, but it was mostly for the fact that you've got all this sort of nature around that looks really pretty. And then I've got another vintage photo, and I actually had two of these, so that's why I kind of was like, oh, I can give one up. And it's of a soldier, a sergeant, I believe, maybe a sergeant, yeah. So yeah, I've popped that to the side. I've got a Edith Holden not calendar, I can't remember the word, but one of them. It's like a calendar book, whatever that is called, diary, there we go. Page from, and you actually can see there someone has actually spilt the coffee or the tea on it. That wasn't me that did that. And then I've got a couple of vintage receipts here, not receipts, sorry, checks and deposit. Well, I think this one's a check and this one's a deposit. And then I've got a guest check and a layaway tag, I think they're called. My pen pal was kind enough to give these, well not just these, she gave me a bunch of stuff, but she was kind enough to give me a few of each of these, so thank you everyone, I love them. And then I've got a vintage doily here as well for decorating, and then I've got another piece of that digital lace and another vintage letter that's very faded enough that you could journal on top of this, and again it gets folded into the shape. It doesn't hold its shape as well because it is torn, but it does still tuck inside like the other one eventually. And it all lines up so that you can see that it's been stamped there as well. But yeah, so these are just a few bits and bobs that I pulled out to put in the journal for decoration or ephemera pieces, and obviously I'll add other things, but this is just the stuff that I've kind of accumulated so far. So I'm going to pop this lot back to the side. And we can get started on everything else. So I now have this, which I think I'm actually going to cut in half, and I can use it as little like little embellishments at the side of the page, where I can frill it up and have it sort of like that. Not quite a ruffle, but almost a messy ruffle essentially. But so that's me happy with the front and back cover. I may add something else, like another piece of lace trim up here, just to kind of reinforce that edge from fraying too much, because it's already kind of fraying slightly, but we will see. We shall see. I really love how that sticks out like that. And we've even got a little peekage from that little bit of lace in there as well. Okay, so this way. I've got this envelope here, and I don't know, I might actually put it that way, and that way I can kind of embellish this part, because this is going to be our first page essentially. So if I can grab my little, my sewing machine's still sitting in the way now. So I'm going to put these, oh, I dropped the slide, put these to the side a second. And grab my little scrap basket thingamabob that's just completely collapsed on me. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've still got a bit of lace trim as well, and obviously more of that wallpaper. These are some of the bits that I cut off from the pages that were too big, obviously. So I've got those. I've got some pink sari trim in here, music page, some embossed paper. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of things that I can collage with. I'm just going to grab those other wallpaper pieces. Actually, where's my little... I've actually got little pieces in here somewhere. Oh, I've got some tickets as well, so I'll take them out. But there we are. Each of the kits came with like smaller pages, and I was wrong. All the wallpaper kits are from Ruby and Pearl XO. That was the name of the channel and the shop that I could not remember. So all of these vintage wallpaper kits are from the same shop, and they all come with one page where it's got all of the designs. Like, it's got 4 designs on it, so I can use those to collage with. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put this to the side, and I'll just work on the one page at a time. So I'm going to bear in mind that this is the side that the holes are going to go in, and I'm just going to put a clip there so that I do remember that. go, first page done, and that was harder than I expected it would be. I could not find something to fit this. Oh, that was driving me nuts. So first page done. And here's the cover. I'm just going to kind of pop them in as they're ready. So that's the first one. I want to add something to every page, but I kind of want to add something not to every page, but so yeah, I don't want to add it to every page, but I want to obviously add it to most of the pages. So I just put a little bit of sari silk on that there. Just make sure that there's no glue on the other side of the page, because there was for a second there. I think I'm going to leave this page as it is for now. Because I really like the page. On the other side, it's really blank, so I think I'm going to do something to this side of the page. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to kind of call it quits there for now, because I'm going to have to go away and make some more embellishments, I think. And my phone is about ready to die, so I'm going to have to do that off camera. But I mean, I've got a fair amount of pages done. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. I think I've got 50 pages in all to do, so still quite a lot to do, but I'm quite happy with the progress of today. And like I said, I'm going to have to go away and make some more embellishments. I'll do that some on camera later, but like I said, my phone's going to die, so I'm going to have to go away and do that while that's charging. And I will come back for part 3. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. The odds are the majority of this video is going to be sped up because I've been at this for a couple of hours now. And obviously I don't want to bore you to tears. But I hope you're enjoying this, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Take care and God bless. Bye.